Lychee chinensis in genus Lychee. Lychee. What is lychee? The lychee tree belonged to the Sapindaceae family, has an unmistakable appearance with its dense, rounded canopy filled with glossy green leaves that bring a refreshing splash of the tropics to any setting. It can reach up to 40 feet when fully mature, though in some cultivation practices, pruning keeps it more manageable. Lychee's leaves are pinnate with leaflets that grow in pairs, showing off a rich green hue on the top and a paler underside. This visual appeal adds a tropical touch to gardens, patios, and orchards, especially when the tree is healthy and thriving. One of the key characteristics that make Lychee chinensis so remarkable is its lifespan. Properly nurtured, lychee trees can live for several hundred years, continuing to produce fruit well into their lifetime. This resilience is a testament to its genetic strength, which is why the tree remains so popular and valuable. How to pronounce lychee? The way I pronounce lychee is lychee, which feels more natural and less confusing when I'm ordering it at the store. What does lychee taste like? To me, lychee tastes like a tropical blend of grapes and roses, with a hint of citrus that makes it refreshing. How to eat lychee? I usually eat lychee by peeling off the thin skin, then popping the juicy flesh straight into my mouth. It's such a satisfying treat. Can dogs eat lychee? I've read that dogs should avoid lychee because it can be too rich and potentially harmful for them. Where to buy lychee? I find that the best places to buy lychee are Asian markets or specialty grocery stores, where it's often fresher. How to make lychee martini? Making a lychee martini is a fun experience. Blending lychee fruit with vodka and a touch of lime juice gives a delightful twist to a classic cocktail. When is lychee season? Lychee season is usually in the summer, and I always look forward to it because the fruit is at its peak then. What does lychee smell like? The smell of lychee reminds me of a floral garden. It's light, sweet, and incredibly inviting. How to tell if lychee is ripe? I've learned that ripe lychee is slightly soft to the touch and has a fragrant aroma, so it's easy to tell when it's perfect to eat. How to store lychee? I keep lychee in the fridge to prolong its freshness, and it lasts a lot longer that way than if left at room temperature. How to make lychee jelly? Making lychee jelly is a fun kitchen project. Mixing lychee juice with gelatin creates a deliciously wobbly treat that's always a hit at gatherings. Can cats eat lychee? I've read that cats shouldn't eat lychee either, as it can upset their stomach or cause other issues. Can pregnant women eat lychee? Pregnant women can enjoy lychee in moderation, but I always double-check with my doctor to make sure it's safe for me. Lychee versus rambutan. I remember trying rambutan for the first time and being pleasantly surprised by its vibrant, hairy exterior and sweet, slightly tart flavor, which made me appreciate the lychee's smoother, floral notes even more. Lychee versus longan. While enjoying a bowl of longan, I found its taste to be subtly sweet and less aromatic compared to lychee's pronounced floral notes, which made me favor lychee for its more intense flavor and juiciness. Lychee versus chitterbox. Comparing lychee to chitterbox was quite a leap. One is a tropical fruit bursting with juicy sweetness, while chitterbox is a software tool, so there's really no taste comparison. However, I find myself enjoying lychee far more in my fruit bowl. I sometimes wonder about the difference between lychee and lychee since they seem to be the same fruit. But every time I eat them, I'm reminded that lychee is just the anglicized name for lychee, and I enjoy their sweet, floral taste either way. Lychee versus kura. I've found that lychee and kura are worlds apart. Lychee is all about the juicy, refreshing fruit, while kura is a software that I use for 3D printing. So I'll always pick lychee when I'm craving a delicious snack. Lychee versus dragon fruit. Dragon fruit's vibrant look and mildly sweet flavor are striking, but I still find myself reaching for lychee more often due to its intense sweetness and juiciness that makes it a standout tropical treat. Lychee versus guinnep. Guinnep is interesting with its unique, tangy taste and challenging preparation, but I've found lychee's easy-to-peel skin and sweet, succulent flesh to be far more satisfying when I'm in the mood for a tropical fruit. Lychee versus mangosteen. I absolutely love the creamy, rich flavor of mangosteen, but the crisp, sweet bite of lychee often wins me over when I'm looking for a refreshing fruit to enjoy on a hot day. Lychee versus photoprism. Just like chitterbox and kura, photoprism is another tech tool rather than a fruit, so there's no comparison with lychee's sweet, juicy appeal, which remains a favorite for me over tech solutions. Lychee versus pawigo. Pawigo, being a photo management software, has no taste to compare with lychee's delicious, sweet flavor, making lychee an easy choice when I'm looking for a satisfying treat rather than a digital tool. Lychee versus quinipus. Quinipus, with its somewhat tangy taste and challenging texture, is intriguing, but lychee's consistently sweet and juicy flavor keeps me coming back for more whenever I'm craving something fruity. Lychee versus strawberry. While strawberries are delicious with their bright, tart sweetness, I often find lychee's unique, floral taste and juicy texture to be more refreshing and satisfying in a tropical fruit craving. Lychee versus tapioca. Tapioca, in its various forms, is versatile but lacks the immediate, refreshing sweetness of lychee, making lychee my go-to when I want a burst of tropical flavor rather than a starchy base for dishes. Cultivating lychee chinensis. Climate, soil, and care requirements. Lychee trees are naturally suited to tropical and subtropical climates, requiring warm, humid conditions to truly thrive. In cooler regions, I've found that keeping the tree protected from frost or sudden temperature drops is essential, as it can be sensitive to cold. In terms of soil, lychees prefer well-drained, slightly acidic soil with a pH of around 5.0 to 5.5. I use a mixture of organic compost and well-draining loam to give the roots the aeration they need, and it's worked wonders in promoting healthy growth. One of the greatest challenges in lychee care is maintaining consistent humidity, especially during the flowering season. The tree doesn't tolerate drought very well, so regular watering is essential. However, overwatering can lead to root rot, a delicate balance that requires some trial and error. Personally, I've found a mulching approach around the base to keep moisture levels steady without saturating the soil. Health benefits of lychee, nutritional value, and medicinal uses. In addition to its delightful flavor, lychee is rich in vitamins and antioxidants, particularly vitamin C, which boosts immunity and skin health. I enjoy lychees as a refreshing snack, but they're also a great addition to smoothies and salads for a nutritional boost. The fruit's fiber content aids in digestion, making it a perfect treat for those of us who enjoy indulgent but health-conscious eating. Some studies suggest that lychees contain polyphenol and flavonoids that may help combat oxidative stress, inflammation, and even certain types of bacteria. These antioxidants play a role in supporting heart health and managing cholesterol levels, which is another reason why lychee has earned a special place in my diet. Propagating lychee chinensis. Tips for growing your own lychee tree. Propagating lychee is an interesting process. The most effective way to grow a healthy lychee tree is through air layering, a method where you encourage root growth on a branch still attached to the parent plant. This technique, while a bit labor-intensive, has a high success rate. I've also experimented with growing lychee from seeds, although it takes longer and the resulting trees may not produce the same quality of fruit as the parent. When starting a lychee tree from air layering, it's essential to keep the new plant hydrated and away from harsh direct sunlight until it's established. I've found it helpful to wrap the rooting branch with moist sphagnum moss and secure it with plastic wrap to retain humidity. This setup consistently produces robust root growth. Lychee and culinary uses. How I enjoy the fruits of my tree. Aside from eating fresh lychee straight off the tree, I've explored several ways to incorporate lychees into my cooking. They add a refreshing, tropical twist to drinks, desserts, and even savory dishes. I love using lychees in fruit salads, pairing them with mango and pineapple for a burst of flavor, and making lychee syrup for cocktails. In Asian cuisine, lychees are often paired with seafood, and they add an unexpected but delightful sweetness that complements the savory flavors beautifully. For desserts, I've tried lychee ice cream, jellies, and even lychee-infused cakes. The fruit's unique texture and taste make it versatile in the kitchen, so I'm always excited to try new recipes. Conclusion: why lychee chinensis is a treasure in my collection. Having a lychee tree in my garden has been an incredibly rewarding experience. Lychee chinensis is more than just a plant. It's a journey into a rich world of flavors, health benefits, and horticultural beauty. From its stunning foliage to the succulent fruits, lychee captures the essence of the tropics, and I feel privileged to grow this incredible tree. Whether you're a tropical plant enthusiast or simply a lover of unique fruit-bearing trees, I highly recommend exploring the world of lychee chinensis. The journey may take time and patience, but the rewards, both in flavor and beauty, are truly worth the effort.